Wildcat Basketball Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the official U of A debit card, voted Best Bank Credit Union and Best Debit Card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org.
Welcome to another edition of Wildcat Weekly with head coach Sean Miller. Wildcats celebrate their Pac-12 home opener Thursday night when they host the Utah Utes. Then Saturday, the Colorado Buffaloes come to town. Wildcats 2-0 after a sweep of the Bay Area, beating Cal and Stanford. Coach, congratulations on that. And what stood out to you? Was there anything in particular that you thought keyed the two victories for your team?
Well, I always go back, Brian, to how our players and everyone really is part of our team and organization, coaches, managers, approached returning back from Christmas. It's always a difficult time to leave home, especially when you have a short break. And we practiced on Christmas Day, which is awkward in and of itself. We had 3 or 4 really good days of practice. Prior to the Cal game, you never really are sure about the results, how it's going to go. But I would have been surprised if we didn't play well in the Bay, just because our preparation was really good and we were consistent, and I thought strung together 4 or 5 days in a row. And at this time of year, sometimes game mode is kind of the approach. You're in conference play, you're playing generally 2 games a week, and you start to think about who's next, and you take your eye off of every day, the practice. And there's still so much of a season left that teams grow, they get better, they improve, and they fix things that maybe they're not doing as well. And we have to continue to be that team. We were that over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and that led to us having a chance to be 2-0 in the Bay.
Parker Jackson Cartwright got off to a great start this season, then the injury, back for 2 games now. How can you put his value, I guess, into words?
Well, I don't know if we beat Cal if Parker doesn't play. He certainly helped us in the Stanford game as well. What I don't want Parker to be consumed with is his shooting numbers. He's gotten off to a slower start prior to getting injured, so his percentage wasn't good when he got hurt. A lot of times right when he got hurt, I would have expected him to shoot the percentage that he's capable of shooting. But then you lose 4 weeks. What's the hardest thing to get back? Your shooting. But he does so many other things for our team that's valuable. His assist-to-turnover ratio is 3-to-1. His defense is much, much better than it's ever been. And he gives us depth. He gives us quality. He gives us somebody who's always looking for his teammates on offense. And inevitably, his shot will return. We're going to start really spending some extra time over these next couple of weeks now he's healthy. But it is certainly nice to have him back.
When you are on the go, you need your credit union to be right there with you. Hughes Federal Credit Union makes your life easier, offering tools to organize your finances and keep your payments up to date and you on track for your future. You also want a financial institution you can trust and cares about the things you do. For 60 years, Hughes has called Southern Arizona home and has given back to our community, investing in the causes that make our area a better place to live. Isn't that who you want as your financial partner?
Wildcat Basketball Weekly continues, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union. Show your Wildcat spirit with a U of A Visa debit card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org.
Utah Utes come to town to open your home conference schedule. Some of the names have changed, but the coaching staff and the style is still there. What do we expect from the Utes on Thursday?
Well, typical Utah basketball, they have an identity in my mind that, they're very intelligent in how they approach the game. They're together on defense, in which they switch their looks up, they mix in the zone and man, and after timeouts and in certain points of the game, they can really change up. So it's recognition on our part, making sure that we're organized against whatever defense they're in. And offensively, they play together. They play 9 or 10 guys. You almost need a media guy to follow their team, just because they've had wholesale change from a year ago. And a year ago, what they really had going is continuity and experience. Players that we watched grow in front of us from their freshmen all the way to their upperclassmen, and obviously an NBA center. But they replaced that NBA center with really somebody who might be an NBA player himself, and that's Collette. And he's only played 5 games, but he's a load in the post. And you look at our conference, playing against the 2 guys that we played against in the Bay, and now fast forward here to the first game at home, Collette, we've played against 3 tremendous front court players, but he doesn't take a backseat to anybody in our conference.
What about the importance of protecting your home court, in particular in conference? McHale Center is a great advantage for the Wildcats, but can't take that for granted, correct?
No, and that's something we have to guard against. You know, we won the last game. That has no bearing on this game. You know, we've had a good home record the last few years. That doesn't mean we're going to have a good home record this year. You have to do it all over again. Does our atmosphere and crowd help us? Absolutely. But it's not something you want to rely on as a coach or as a team. And, you know, sometimes you get into that mode of we're okay because we're at home. And the minute you take your foot off the gas and feel that way, you'll be welcomed to a loss. Because, you know, this year, especially who our team is, we're vulnerable. Any team in our conference can beat us at home. But doing a great job, playing with tremendous effort and intensity at McHale Center is part of our responsibility. And when we do that, that gives us the best chance to win.
All right, Wildcats and the Utes, Thursday night 8. Buffalo's in town Saturday at 7:30. We'll see you next time on Wildcat Weekly.
Thank you for watching Wildcat Basketball Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the free U of A Visa debit card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.